everyone. Popping in for my Thursday live for Hooray, it's Thursday. Doing it on the fly again. Nothing planned. I've pulled out a few little goodies that haven't seen some love for some while, so I thought I'd give them a play with. I'm going to play with Perfectly Plaid, and I'm going to team it up with some gingerbread paper. Alright, so let's get started, I guess. Oh, for those that don't know, I'm Courtney Houston.
Who do you want to send it to?
Oh, I don't know how to work my watch.
One cup.
I'm Courtney Houston. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Australia. Glad to see you all. And yeah, let's get started. Today's going to be a Christmas card. Alright, just turn the phone around. Okay. Plug you in. Excuse my messy desk. And get everything happening. Okay. Alright, so that doesn't look too bad. I can see what's going on. Okay, so I thought I'd pull out an old favourite. This is from this one I got last year, and I used it for quite a lot of cards last year. And it hasn't seen any love this year. So I thought I'd have another whirl with it. Now, I've also got some designer series paper from our gingerbread family. I've got the beautiful fine art ribbon. It's got that pretty gold in it, because gold ribbon's appropriate for Christmas cards, isn't it? So, oh, it's got a little bit where I coloured it last time. So I pulled out this piece of designer series paper. It's just plaid. It's like in real red. Got a base card. So I'll just get started with that piece. This is one of my favourite colours for my base cards. You may have started to cotton onto that. Now, I don't know if anyone's noticed that our basic white cardstock is like scarce as hen's teeth and hard to get. So I have a little bit of a stash happening here. So I've got enough for my innards for all my Christmas cards. So that was for my innard, but I've also got, and I'm going to cheat a little bit today, because I'm keeping that quite, I'm being really frugal with it. I have some note cards. Now, this is the same card as our thick basic white. So it stamps just as beautifully. So I'm going to use that to create my punched images. I'll have spare envelopes, but I'm okay with that. I can play with them at another time. Do something with those. Hi, Sharon. Sharon always checks in with me, which is great. I'm just grabbing a chair. You get to hear everything because I decided to use my earbuds today. All right, so I'm just having a play with an old favourite. I didn't grab my trimmer. I knew there was something else that I needed. Hi, Cheryl. Yes, that punch is a lot of fun. Just grab this trimmer that I've left on the other table. Okay, because I need my trimmer because I didn't cut anything in preparation. So I pulled out some early espresso, some shaded spruce, and some real red. I've got a few things on my table. I've got this fine metallic ribbon. I don't know if I'll use it yet. And I've got a couple of hidden gems from the catalogue that, as you can see, is still in their brand new condition. The in colour jewels from the 21 to 23 in colours, and the elegant faceted gems, which of course I had to have, but haven't seen any love. So we'll see if we can rectify that today. All right, so start with my base card. I haven't put any of my, this is one of my favourite Merry Christmases. I haven't put any of my stamps onto blocks as yet, so we'll do that first, because I'm going to use this one. Oh, so I think it needs a bit of a warm soapy water bath. It's lost a bit of its stick. And because I'm going to use the checkered paper, I'm thinking I might use this Christmas tree. Actually, 2 feet on there. No, not really. That Christmas tree. And this is a 2-step stamp, so you can actually look really good without really trying. You can look really good with this one. So you've got your tree, and then you got your leaves. So I could, if I wanted to, which I won't be doing, let me tell you, I could stamp my tree in a brown and then stamp my leaves, but I'm not going to do that. We'll see. We'll have a play. So I'm going to start with my base card. I'm going to work out what I'm going to do with it. I know that I'm going to try and use some strips. These are 6x6. Just squeeze in here. So depends on how frugal I want to be with it. If I wanted to do, let's say, a 3.5 centimeters. 3.5 centimeters is about, it's close to 1.25 inches. If I did 1.5 inches, I know that I'm going to get quite a few pieces out of it, and I can't do that math on the fly. So I will do a 1.5 inch strip. So that'll be 1.5 tree. So out of the 6, I'm going to get 4 strips out of it. So that's actually big. I can get a lot of card. I don't know what the word that I want to use. Anyone want to help? I can get a lot of, I can make a lot of cards using one piece of designer series paper. So, because I'm thinking I'm going to line that down there like that. And this paper's got so many other pretties in it. When I was cutting out all of the cookies, let's call them cookies because they look like cookies, I ended up with all these little spare bits left over, which actually is going to sit quite nicely down there if I do that right. That looks rather deliberate, doesn't it? Or I can put this side. That one's probably about too many lines. Definitely too many lines on that one. But we can go with a strip of this, just because we can. I can stick it over the top, just to make that red a little bit smaller. You're starting to see a habit that I'm forming here. Yeah, I like that. Okay. This is 14.9. So, which essentially I've cut an A4 sheet in half. Okay, in Australian measurements. That's not the piece I want. I want these ones. And I liked that one that had the little dotty things in the middle. I'm going to use these two. Pop those to the side. So these need to measure the 14.9 to match. I do love this trimmer. The blade's nice and sharp. Can go in both directions. Got my score tool up there, which I'm not using today, but that's okay. Oh, so 14.9, I'm going to cut a little bit off the bottom of that. So let's just see if this is going to work. And look how fine it cuts. That little tiny squidgy bit has disappeared, but that's all right. 14.9. Oh, wow. Yep, that's going to work. See? Cut a tiny little squidgy bit. Yeah. We don't need to be wasteful when we're making our cards. Okay. So I'm going to layer you here. Must have cut that poorly. Let's trim a little bit more off. Okay. 14.8. I don't even know where that slither disappeared to. Right. That's better. I'm going to use my snips to trim this one. I love our snips. So they're going to sit on there like that. I'm thinking my Merry Christmas is going to happen down here. I do have a foam mat so that I can stamp on it, because these are the photopolymer stamps and they need the foam mat. What else is in here? Pine cones. Pine cones aren't going to work for me today. Right, so I'll just move that to the side. That's my inside piece. I don't want to use that yet. Once again, I didn't bring an envelope over, but you know I'll do an envelope. So we're going to stamp some Christmas trees. I'm going to stamp them onto this envelope. Oh, no, not envelope. Onto this note card. And I'm going to stamp the skeleton first. I'm going to stamp them in shaded spruce, I think. Although it'd still look nice. These stamp pads are so juicy. I'm not sure if anybody else finds that. They're very juicy when we first get them. Because this is the way the stamps pads are made. Oops, got a bit of green on the corner of my thing. You don't need to squelch it into the pad. That looks smick. Alright, what do I do with my tree? Oh, there it is. I'll just take that Merry Christmas off there for a sec. And I don't have a scrap. I want to stamp this off. So no one's going to see this side. Stamp you off. And then I'm stamping over the top. See, so it gives me a lighter colour. So you can still see those outlines really nice, but I've coloured in every leaf in one hit. Okay. And I think I need 2 of these. And if I don't, I'll have a spare for next time. Whoops. There's 2 sides to every piece of cardstock. However, at the moment, I'm turning it into one. And I think I want a real red one. But we'll punch these 2 out first so I can play with them. Now, I know on my card I've got some old olive, but I don't think I'm concerned. Everybody uses punches differently. This is just the way I use them. I like to grip. Got to hold my tongue right, so it's really hard to talk at the same time. Okay, and so that note card is very good, actually. So if I just bring these 2 up here, I think I need a red one, and I think I'm going to need an old olive one. All right, hold while I'm just walking across the other side of the room, sliding through here to find my old olive ink pad, which has developed some legs. No old olive ink pad today, I don't think. Oh, okay. I think I should have pre-planned that better. Might have to ditch that because it's not looking right. What else have we got in here? Oops. So they are really cute. More old olive. Oh, the name, Gingerbread and Peppermint Designer Series paper, more trees. I could trim a bit of that one down. Oh, look at that one, No, I think this one will have to be the winner chicken dinner. Look at that. Yeah. What's on the other side? Oh, aren't they cute? It's such pretty paper. So many choices. I do love stripes. I could do lots with that, but not today. Okay. So oh, that's pretty. Yeah. Okay. Let's go. Oh, look out. Here comes Mrs. Christmas walking through the door. She'll make a racket. And all right. Okie dokie. So we've got this, and I barely see that one. Oh, now I don't know what to do. That. I do like this. I wanted to use real red though. What do you guys reckon? Ditch the real red? Because I think this looks better. I really do think that looks better. Okay, yeah, ditching the real red. Use that for something different. But I'm not going to go as big on this strip. I'm just going to go thinner. Okay. There's everyone with their opinions. I need your opinion. I've ditched the real red. I'm just trimming it down to the right size. Put a bit of ribbon under there. I'm going to add some Christmas trees. I'm going to add a third tree. It definitely needs a third tree. All right, let's do a third tree. But I'm thinking that I'm actually going to do one of each of these trees. I love this one. The plaid tree. See if I can get a better stamped image. Yeah, that's better. Okay, and this guy. Who will need a stump, for want of a better word. It's a bit wet, this ink pad, I'm thinking. Okay, just move all those to the side. Close up my ink pad so I don't end up with my arms on it. I'm sure we've all been there and done that before. Okay, let's punch these guys out. Hey, that wasn't too bad, look. I was worried I didn't get him in the middle. This is a better one of these two. Okay. Oopsie. So, got that. We've got that. Got an abundance of trees. If they want to let me pick them up. That looks rather cute, that cluster of trees. Got trim I want to add to it, and I want to add some words. Okay, let's stick this baby together. Now, these trees, these little ones, I'm actually going to use, I'm feeling brave. Okay, I might put it on a smaller block though, because at the moment it's on a big one. And I haven't cleaned it. I don't need to. Because I am going to put this down here. But I'll just bring this in because I want to stamp off. So I actually want to use it as a bit of a decorative edge. Just so that I end up with some leaves and stuff. Okay, and then we'll come down the other side. Now, this is where you should have your card under your mat. Oops, nearly stamped it solid. Oh, how do I get that on there? Okay. That's how I got that on there. All right. I don't know how I'm going to fix that. We'll see. But that is going to go there like that. Sweet. Oh, so I'm sort of going to use this for the sentiment. Pop this back under here. That's going to annoy me. Yes. So with your photopolymer stamps, that when they get a bit, I've had a bit too much loving with the gleaming, what you'll find is they get less sticky. But you can easily reinvigorate them just by putting them and giving them a nice bath in some warm soapy water, just with some dishwashing soap. Just makes it so that they become sticky again. Then I just stick them on one of my big blocks or even your stamp case to dry out so that they don't get lost. I will tell you though, don't do it in the sink, do it in the container in the sink, because what you'll find is that you'll lose them down the drain, and we don't want that. That is going to annoy the living daylights out of me. But I can't do anything about it at this stage. Four pretty trees. Now I have the choice. I could stick some pretty gold ribbon under there. That won't work. Still won't be able to hide that. Or I could stick some silver mesh. What do you reckon? I'm thinking that we might go with silver mesh, even though I do like the gold. Okay. Because I can actually put it under here. I wish I could put it under there. Let me see. What do we reckon? No, that doesn't work. To me, that draws my eye attention to over there. Okay. That's not going to work for me either. So that's not actually where I wanted everything, but do you know what? That is going to work for me. That looks better. Okay, I can do that. I'm thinking it would probably need a circle under there, but you know, it's just a matter of playing with what you like and seeing what you like and having a bit of fun, really. Okay, here's another thing we can do. Let's put this underneath here, just because if you stamp straight onto this, it will come off in when you're doing your cards. Whereas if you stamp on the paper, it won't stay in your fingers, but it also won't. It'll stay on the paper. So I'm just going to go down the edge here, just that's to hide that little piece there. Then, because I've done that there, I'm actually going to do it on the inside of my card. As well. Why did I turn that over? Just because I could. It felt weird stamping that way up. All right, and that's that one. Okay. So let's glue this baby together. I picked this. I'm going to pop a roll of tape under here. Oops. That was supposed to stick down a bit. That is so that I can trim off my end. Okay, that's there. Even with that. This piece is going to go over the top of that. I'd only have it out one side. Yep. And just because I can, I'm going to put a piece of tape under here, but then I'm actually going to adhere it with with the glue as well. Just the tape will hold it while the glue's drying. I'm going to use the lines on my grid mat so that it's straight. I forgot to stick the glue under it. Oh gosh. So now it's going to pop up. The pressure. Okay. Let's just stick a bit of glue on there. Nobody saw that. Okay. So I've stuck a bit of glue under it in a very unorderly fashion. This glue, you only need a little bit. A little bit goes a long way, I keep telling my friends. Because otherwise it comes out and it sticks. Like it doesn't dry flat, like it doesn't dry. So it stays tacky because it becomes a repositional glue. And now it's a matter of working out which tree I want where. So you're going to have to go over there. If I put that guy there, he'll hide most of that green. I need the other one of these potentially here. And then maybe nope. 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't need 4. I only want 3. Can't really notice it, can you? Does anyone else struggle with that? Where they have... Okay. Three trees with a spare. They don't look right there. They need to go here. That's all there is to it. Okay. So, I'm not going to look like I just had them though either. So I'm going to put that one there. That one's going to go there. And this one is going to have some dimensionals under it. I'll put 3 under this one. And it's going to go on the top. We've got 3 different trees. Then I'm going to pull out, these are the in colours, so that's evergreen, but I'm actually thinking it'll work. I'll save these for another day. So I'm going to take my pick tool. It's so much easier to craft if you've got the good tools. Okay. So I'm thinking my evening evergreen's the colour that I'm going to play with. I'm going to put a big one just there. Come on, babies. Where do we go? About there? What do you reckon? And I'm going to use 5, which is a lot for me. Put one up here. Come on. What do we get? Maybe the pointy end will be better. Yep. And about there. How's that? That looks pretty. So now we need our inside, and I'm thinking that I could just stick my tree in there. Although it does look pretty just without it, doesn't it? Now I'll stick the tree in because we've got it. What do you reckon? It's a little bit of glue, you don't need a lot. Once that stuff's stuck, it's not moving anywhere. It's funny, we're making a card for my mother-in-law on the weekend. I made the card. My husband wrote in the card, but he insisted on writing on the card, on the inside bit, before we stuck it in, so that if he stuffed it up, it didn't matter. What are these little bits here? You know how you do stuff and you think, now time to stop? Now's that time. Okay, ta-da. One Christmas card. And I reckon out of one sheet of this, I'm going to get 6. And if I cut the bottom off it, I could probably get 7 if I did it a little bit smaller. But I could get 6 cards similar to this out of the one sheet. So that's pretty cool. And it's an easy way of making do whilst we're struggling to get our basic white cardstock. All businesses are suffering with the slowness of freight, and in Australia, Stampin' Up's no different to anybody else in that respect, I'm afraid. So yeah, so we just have to be patient, but we have to keep our eye on the online store, because it landed in the online store very briefly yesterday, but it was very brief. So there's our Christmas card. Hope that you like it. Let's move it in a bit for you. How's that? Ta-da! And my messy desk. Let me move this out. So, happy Hooray, it's Thursday. One Christmas card. There we go. I actually rather like that. I think it'll look nice with the real red trees too. Just have a bit of a thing that trees are green and not red. But cool. Alrighty, well, thank you very much for joining me. I hope to see you next week on Hooray, it's Thursday with Courtney. See ya.